What up, y'all? So, what's up? I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Welcome to the second episode, yes, number 2 of the 6 Degrees podcast, where instead of separation, we choose to explore the ties that bind by focusing on those things that keep us connected. Stay tuned. This week's special guest is the one and only my brother from another mother, Matthew Hartnett. Stick around to find out how we, or maybe even you, are connected. Wrong button. What up? Once again, welcome to the 6 Degrees podcast. I'm your host, Bel-Ami. And first thing I like to do every episode, what's your temperature? My temperature for today is like about like an 83 today. 83. Today was cool, man. I got some stuff done. I feel like 83 is one of those temperatures where it's like you can do a lot of stuff. You have options. You know what I'm saying? You can go outside. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's definitely not cold at all, but you can keep it inside. You know what I'm saying? 83 is versatile. And today I was versatile today. I got a lot of stuff done that I needed to get done. And I'm feeling good about this week's guest. He's a real fascinating person and probably the most, if I cannot tell my story in life without this brother tonight. So please join me in welcoming our guest, the one and only, my brother, Matthew Hartnett. Say what up. Oh, where do you go? What happened? And this is what happens when you're only on episode 2. You just don't have it all together yet. And that's okay. Matt, click back in when you get a second. And we're going to see if we can get him back in here. Meanwhile, and if you haven't yet, please go ahead and take a second, like this video, drop a comment below. Make sure you follow, subscribe, and share on all your social media platforms at BelAmi_music. Cool. Or at 6D podcast on all your social media. All right, we're going to try this one more time. Let's give a warm welcome to my brother from another mother, the one and only, Mr. Matthew Hartnett. What up, bro?
It's working now? All right, cool.
Absolutely. How you doing, bro?
I'm cool, man. My phone ain't shit, man. I'm sorry, dog.
All good, man. You know, we gonna make it. We gonna make it.
Yes, sir.
We gonna make it. What's your temperature today, man? What's your temperature?
Yo, that's so funny. I was listening. I was just commenting on my head on that whole little thing. That's pretty catchy right there. I say like I'm like at about 75.
You about a 75?
Yeah.
75.
So my ideal temperature. I'm not typical to all of my equator folks. You know what I'm saying? I like my ideal temperature is 67 and sunny.
Yes.
That's my ideal stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm at like 75 because it's like I'm not at like my ideal place, but I'm kind of close to it.
That's good.
You know, I can deal with it. It's like a little. I can get like a little sweaty, but not too sweaty to where like my clothes gonna start sticking to me in strange places and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's that Houston, bro. That's bro.
Houston got me hating hot weather, bro. I do not like it. I hate it when it's hot.
Kadre said temp is warm and cozy. However, I don't feel like Trump's temp is as cool. Impeachment, the sequel. Yo, Kadre came out. Came out with a loaded gun tonight. I don't know if it's not loaded yet. We're gonna take it's gonna take me a second to get there, but definitely it's in there. I got the bullets. I just ain't put them in the gun yet. Therese says, Oh, she's warm in St. Louis as well. Come on, STL, St. Louis in the building. Where's everybody from? If you're in the chat, jump in. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy.
That's dope. Like you can see them coming across the joint.
You know, we try to be fancy.
That's dope, bro. You got it going on right here, man.
And my boy Glenn said Houston winters don't exist. That's so true.
They exist this time though. We done got like the last couple of weeks has been winter for real since Christmas on the real.
Really? Houston acting like they want to be somebody different.
You see me with the hoodie on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's big boy season. I get to wear clothes and stuff, bro.
Yeah, bro. You know what? I totally have not put your hoodie. I'm gonna do that right now.
I was gonna ask you about that too. You better hurry up before Houston winter ends.
I know, right? It don't
end tomorrow.
It's so funny because Bobby pressed me the other day. He was like, "Yo, where my hoodie at, bro?" I was like, "You right, on it." All right, I'm writing this down, Matt.
Bobby
hoodie.
Yeah, bro, I need that, man. I need that.
Absolutely, bro. It's good to see you, man. It's always good to talk to you, and you know, I'm just glad that you can be a part of this. You know what I'm saying? This side of what I'm doing right now, and you know, just when I think about 6 Degrees podcast, and it's interesting because I start off with the temperature because when I was, you know, asking people about, you know, what would they think when they hear 6 Degrees podcast, a lot of them was like, why 6 degrees? It has something to do with the weather. And I was like, nah, but you know, we can implement something in there because I think it's important to understand like where people are coming from so we know how to engage them. You know what I mean? And if you tell me your temperature is 105, I'm gonna be like, bro, you just need to cool off a bit, you know? You know, when you tell me you about 75, that's cool. We can work with that. You know what I'm saying? It can go either direction. Yeah. It means you're flexible. But I think it's important that people understand also that 6 Degrees podcast got its name because it's about connection. And, you know, we often talk about 6 degrees of separation. Well, I think, you know, words have power. And so in order to speak life here, we're going to exclude this separation piece and just focus on the things that keep us connected. And so 6 Degrees podcast is about the connections, the ties that bind. And you, sir, are the supreme connector.
Man, bro, let me tell you, I need you to open up for me at all my shows, bro. Like you got to introduce me. Yo, you super flattering, man.
I will gladly do that. So first question I always ask my guests because these are people who I know. Do you remember how we met?
Yes, I do. Oh, wait, you know, because kids got short attention spans. And I told my son, he called me right before I got on here and I sent him the link. He's got a little phone, whatever. So, hey, it's all. Oh,
he's on.
Yeah, he might be watching, but I said his attention spans are like this. I said, yo, you want to see that on TV? Watch it. That's what's up. Yeah. But yeah, how we met, man. Dang.
So the title of this episode is Phil and Derek's.
Oh yeah, yo, that was the first time.
Yeah, bro.
Yo, that's really crazy because I don't know if it was either you or somebody else that was like, yo, you gotta check. Can I say your real name? Yeah, on here?
Bro, this is family, bro. This is family.
Oh, this is like, okay, they're like, yo, you gotta check my man Amir out. He's dope. And I was just like, okay, cool, you know, or either I don't know who that was that either maybe Miriam had said something about you.
Okay.
And I just no, Eddie.
Ah, okay.
Somebody had said one of them had said your name.
Houston is so all of
them
circles that I was in. So
yeah, and he was like, all right, cool, man. You know, I still have the video footage from that show.
Really?
Yeah, you showed up and did your thing. I was like, yo, this nigga dope, bro. Yeah.
You know, it's funny, man. That's the first time because I remember we were rehearsing and somebody's apartment. Was it the drummer?
Yeah, that was Willie Smith's apartment.
Willie's apartment. Shout out to Willie, man.
Yeah, dang, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I remember we were up there rehearsing and you was like, yeah, we're gonna do Pony. And I was like, we're gonna do Pony? And I was like, he was like, yeah, trust me, people gonna love it. Bruh, I've never stopped singing Pony ever since then.
Yo, hey man,
that's a party.
That's a joint.
It is.
Hey,
It is.
you know, people do these '90s throwback songs now. I play with this wedding band, and we do this whole like '90s, you know, old school stuff. You know, wedding band stuff. We played a lot of old music.
Right.
Cats are now playing Pony now.
Really.
Like I've watched it evolve over the last like 10, 15 years. They playing Pony now.
You don't influence the masses.
Nah,
The masses, bro. They doing what you do because they want to be like you.
that's genuine. You know what I'm saying? They make as soon as that song come on, everybody everybody get it.
Bruh, it always goes hard, and some of my fondest memories are like just the response that people have when that's
Yes, bro.
I'm just a bachelor. That first part
Yeah,
is
yeah.
with
It's a wrap.
it's a wrap.
It's a wrap, bro. As soon as you play Pony, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Yo, Willie's on here, bro.
Oh, for real?
Yep, that was my
Yo,
apartment.
I just see that sure was your apartment, man.
Yo,
That's crazy. And then I remember when we was doing it, I think Beans was on bass, DJ.
That was the first
And
time.
he was like, so DJ was like, he said, hey man, if we gonna play Pony, you gotta play that drum beat right, bro. Like this man knew the exact drum beat to Pony.
I mean, clearly
I was like, okay.
we see now the drums really took him where he wanted to go.
Bro, I was like, dang. To this day, I remember that.
Fun times, bro. And it's so interesting, man. I look back and I think about all the paths that were crossed during that time, bro. And I didn't know what I was doing. I was just going off a feel at the time. And
man, that's crazy.
You know how you look back at something? I remember that day, like I was killing, and you look back at it, and you like, ooh, I don't know too much about that killing part, but you know what I'm saying? It's because you always set yourself a different standard, and you've risen to the occasion. And speaking of connections, though, since you
was killing them.
You are the second. Thank you, brother. You are the first guest that we've had who wasn't clearly. It's not gonna sound right when I say that. I'm gonna sound retarded. I shouldn't say retarded. That's the wrong word to say. I'm gonna sound crazy. You're the first, not first. You're the first second guest we've had, which means we can draw a connection to previous guests. Which is something that we didn't have the ability to do before. So my first guest was Ikechi Ojire. We all know him as Ike.
Ike.
Do you know Ike?
Yeah, man. No, from Ike TSU, man.
What's your connection with Ike?
Man, me and Ike went to TSU together. Ike was a hell of a drummer. I met Ike when I couldn't play shit. I didn't know anything except for freaking. I could play anything classical. I was a classical major at the time, actually. But I met Ike, yeah, man, right at the beginning of my journey in jazz. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, Ike was dope. I was like, man, this dope, bro. Yeah.
That's
man.
So TSU got that connection. So what I'm trying to do is eventually, and if you're listening to this on the podcast, eventually you can go to my website and see that we're going to build out a network where we see who all is connected through how they're connected. And I think it'd be interesting just to really actually put a visual, something that is tangible to our connection, you know what I mean? And just to show that it don't take 6 degrees to get to people a lot of times. You might have somebody in your network that you didn't even know was in your network by somebody who may be closer to you than you thought. So speaking of that, actually, we're going to pause on that. I just want to know a little bit more about you, man, because there's some people who may not know who you are, why you are, what your story is. So I like to always ask my guests, what's your earliest musical memory?
My earliest musical memories. So my family, we from Lake Charles, right? So I spent a lot of time in Lake Charles as a child, especially in the summers. I was there every summer. And one of my earliest memories, one of my favorite things to do was to go to my Annette house. Her name is Annette because I couldn't say Danette.
Annette?
And
your aunt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my aunt. So I say Ainette because that was my aunt, Danette. But I couldn't say that I was little baby. So I said Ainette.
It's so
So
interesting.
she ain't that to everybody else after me.
So interesting you couldn't say Dan, seeing as how that is the beginning of your middle name.
And speaking of that, her name is Danette because she's named after my great grandfather Dan Webb, who we all are subsequently
Ah,
named. That's what we do in my family. We recycle the ancestors' names. You know what I'm saying? So Dan Webb got
yeah.
his name from his father, and you know, my son is Issa Daniel James. You know what I'm saying? He got the grandfather and the great great in there. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, that's
That's
how we do it.
that's
But yeah, man. So I would go to Annette's house, and one of my favorite things to do. She had a piano sitting in the hallway,
okay.
and so my oldest cousin, he plays piano, like since he was like a little kid, he been playing piano. So and I don't know if Annette ever played piano, but my oldest cousin did, and I never learned, had no lessons or nothing like that. But I would just get on the piano and I would kind of just press, keys and like this sounds like this, and I'll look up. It'll be hours,
Yeah.
could go by, and I'm just sitting there playing at the piano. I say playing at it because I wasn't really like playing it. You know what I'm saying? But I remember like I remember the feeling of like when like you hit like something that sounds good, and the feeling that when something sounds bad, and the feeling of this chord and how this felt and how this felt. You know what I'm saying? Like it induced a feeling that I got hooked on real early on, and I didn't even understand all of that. Then I got into somebody gave me a trumpet when I was in 5th grade. I started messing around on that thing. By the
So
time I got to 6th,
so trombone wasn't your first instrument.
it was my first learned, like, formally, like, it was the first instrument I was taught,
Okay.
So I had a trumpet. I messed around on trumpet, could kind of figured it out fairly well. Now to come think about it, thinking back on it, thinking that like knowing I didn't have nothing, nobody really showed me nothing. Then I got into school, and my best friend was this girl named Christine Wynn. Um, and so me and Christine was like, "Yo, what you gonna play 6th grade coming around?" You know what I'm saying? So like, there ain't no school sports. Band is the only thing that you can do. So everybody in band in 6th grade. So it's like, she's like, "What you want to do?" I was like, "Shit, let's play clarinet." I had a babysitter that used to play clarinet. So I was like, "Y'all want to play that?"
Okay.
And she was like, "Cool, let's play that." We signed up for clarinet, get into the clarinet class, and all of the boys go over here to this side. But I'm just like, I'm a leader, bro. I'm gonna sit over here. My niggas ain't gonna come sit around me, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go sit over here on the clarinet side. They like, "Hey, we over here," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm over here. Y'all come on." Man, I was the only boy to sit on the clarinet side of the classroom. And so so they started explaining, how band's gonna work, and I kind of like trying to slide my hand up a little bit. And then the trombone teacher, he sees me because on the left side where all the boys were, it was the low brass. And so like the low brass teacher saw me, he was like, you want to come over here? And I was like, yes. And so I had no idea what instrument they were playing over there. I just knew I was not going to be on that side of the classroom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just went over there, and he was like, "Yeah, man. So everybody pretty much gonna start off on trombone, and we got some tuba players, and I didn't know what none of that stuff was." He gave me a trombone. I was like, "All right, cool," and I was instantly the best at it.
Wow.
so
It's
so it was just
so
like,
interesting, bro. Like how these stories happen. You know what I mean? Like how you're perfectly placed in these moments to like really reach your full potential. You know what I'm saying? There's no accident that you really wanted to get over there, or that you went to the clarinets first.
Bro, can you imagine me playing clarinet, man?
Nah, not at all. I could. Sometimes I can see you playing clarinet. Not
Man, hey, bro, why can you see me playing clarinet? Why?
not outside of like I can see you sometimes. You know how sometimes you rock the ascot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hemmed and proper. I can see you, on some New York with a
This
nice.
boy said he could see me playing clarinet.
Some tiny little clarinet.
Bro, hey man.
But
I
you
never got blazed by you, bro.
You would read the New Yorker every day, And
Yo, nigga going in, bro.
a
Hey
whole,
man, you ain't tell me I was gonna get roasted on this mug,
a whole different reality. But that's a whole different reality.
bro.
But no, it's so interesting. So because, and I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. When I
Yeah.
talk about instruments, I never say I want to hear trombone. Never, never
No
have,
one does.
never.
No one does.
And so you are the first person to make me want to hear trombone, straight up.
Oh man.
And in the way you play trombone, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like you, and correct me if I'm wrong, and this is just the feeling I get from you. I feel like you see the trombone as more than just low brass. Like you see it as something that, I don't know. You know how some instruments, they're just accepted everywhere. I feel like you look at your trombone like, I can make this trombone work no matter what, like where in whatever space it is. And I think you approach it that way, which is why people continue to hire you.
Yeah. I, so I want to share this with like maybe one or two other people.
Okay.
The reason why I sound the way I do on trombone, and if you listen to other trombone players, you'll learn very quickly that I don't sound like a trombone player. I'm aware of that. I don't sound like a trombone player. And I had to learn how to sound like a trombone player. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn that because when I first, like I said, I first started, I was playing trumpet and I would just hear music. So like all the music that I would hear, I would, go learn how to play it on my trombone. I learned how to play it on my trumpet. I could pick it out on piano, whatever. So it's just music was just music to me, right? So I wasn't one of these kids that like grew up listening to their instruments hero. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know who JJ Johnson was until I was 20 years old, bro. Like 19. You know what I'm saying? Really?
For a while at that point.
Yeah, bro. Exactly. I you know what I'm saying? I was really mature on the instrument before I even know who I was supposed to be trying to sound like. And so the people that I learned jazz from were trumpet players, they were guitar players, they were saxophone players. I didn't have anybody that played my instrument around me to teach me how to play jazz. So like the licks and stuff that I play are not trombone licks. Like I watch other trombone players and I'm like, man, they doing stuff that just lays so easy on the horn. Like, man, they just make it look so easy. And I'm sitting here like fighting the instrument, looking like, because I'm playing like sax stuff. I'm playing guitar stuff. I'm not playing trombone stuff. And so that's the reason why my sound is just different. You know what I'm saying? So I always, and when I was learning how to play jazz, my jazz professor told me this very crucial thing. He said, do not play anything that you cannot sing. When I was first learning how to play, he's like, if you can't sing it, don't play it. And he was like, if you play it and somebody in the audience can't sing it back to you, you're doing something wrong. And I was like, damn.
Why do you think he said that?
Because music is melody driven, and melody, like this is the first instrument we all have. You know what I'm saying? Your voice is the instrument that you're born with. So like, like my son, he be running around here singing songs, humming songs in the shower, making up songs in the car. Like he uses his instrument before he even know how to play any other instrument. And it's just a natural thing. Kids sing songs, that's how they learn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so we think about stuff like that. So melodies that are in my head is what I play. I don't think like, I don't think like, that's not a melody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna play that unless like I need like intensity right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of cultivated my sound and learned how to play.
Jeremy said you in here giving out jewels.
Hey man, I'm just passing on what was given to me, man.
Yeah, and that's so interesting that you say you never really even had that trombone like person to look at, or I guess not an idol for lack of a better word, but someone to model yourself after. And so in that time, like, it's so interesting, man. I swear, man, these conversations do not happen by accident, because you know, I've created with you, and we'll get to that in a little bit. And I see as you're creating, it's literally what you do. You sing it to
Yeah.
yourself first. You're like, you know what I'm saying? You give me that line, ba-da-da-da-ba-do-ba-da, and then you go and you're like, oh, okay, and I know what else needs to happen. So it's so interesting.
Yeah.
You're not thinking, I don't know, it's interesting how your mind works. And I want to give you a chance to respond to that, but also in this context of, you know, you've played for lots of people, and in every environment I've seen you, you've been the leader. And if you're not leading the band yourself, you're leading the section. And so I'd like you to just talk about, you know, what goes into that. You know, how do you listen, create at the same time, and communicate that creativity to ensure that everybody gets that all in real time. It's exceptional what you do.
Yeah,
Do you
real time.
recognize that? Like, do you recognize this? That's what you're doing, or is it just innate at this point?
Um, so like, like how you just said, first of all, am I frozen? Because my phone on
No,
my end, I'm frozen.
you're
I'm
good.
not frozen on your end?
Not on my end. If you're in the
Okay,
chat
well, we're
right
gonna let it roll. I ain't
now,
gonna touch it because
cool. If you're in the chat right now, let us know if everything's cool. Just give us a thumbs up if you're in there.
yeah, but yeah, man, like you said that before. Actually, the first person to really point that out to me was my ex-wife, bro.
Okay.
Like she, and like as somebody that's like with you, that loves you and stuff, like you don't really you're like, man, what you do is so crazy, it's so wonderful. Like I'm like, what are you talking about? And she would kind of like go into explain it, kind of like how you just said it, like and actually that creative process is how the Gumbo Jam came to be born in the first place. It was really trying to just figure out a way to put that process on display,
Okay.
and then teach that process to other people, right? So in that process for me, it all starts by something that Cheryl Peps Raleigh always says.
Shout out to Gerald, man.
Exactly. Like I said, man, I've been so blessed to learn from so many great people, man.
Yeah.
And like Cheryl has this thing where she says, you got to surrender to the music, right? And it's like that statement in itself is a gold mine, because it's like when you're in service to something that's greater than you, like you are always going to end up growing to a place greater than what you even thought, because your motivation is not self, is about something else, and you got to grow this tall to make the thing that's greater than you even bigger. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
it's a
Listen,
okay.
I hope y'all got your offering plates or your offerings together. I'm about to pass the plates. Listen, there's multiple ways, and thank you. There's multiple ways that you can support 6 Degrees Podcast. One way is through CashApp. CashApp here, BelAmiMusic. You can do Venmo if you just got something against CashApp. And shouts out to, we've already had people donating on CashApp tonight.
Word.
Let me name them, because I think it's important that people get their credit. You know what I'm saying? And who is this? Who is it? Who we get something from?
Give them they start on the sidewalk.
Man, we appreciate it. Cherie, we caught you last night too. Glenn, thank you. Appreciate you, bruh. But yeah, you can do Venmo, or you can head over to BelAmiMusic.com// now, because that ain't a backslash. I'm tired of people saying that. Shop. And we accept all of those. Make sure, another way you can support, very simply, to like the video that you're watching now. Go ahead and push that like button. Leave a comment. That's a way to support. Or share it. That's another way to support. Subscribe. That's another way to support. Follow on all your social media at 6D Podcast if you would like to follow the podcast itself. You can also follow me at Bel-Ami_music. I thought I had a thing up here for that. There we go. And last but not least, you can follow my brother right here at Matthew Hartnett. And we're gonna put that up right quick. Bam, one more time on all your social medias. Matt, you brought up something that was really important, I think, and it was leading me here because you talked about Cheryl Pepsi Riley and how you've learned so much from her. Oh, shouts out. We got some more on Cash App. Thank you so much. We got Glenn popping in here again. Cherie, one more time. But you learned a lot there. Is that where, correct me if I'm wrong, is that where you developed Team Horn Section?
Yes. So Cheryl actually is the one that gave us that name. So when I got there, this is another funny story. I was new to New York, green as fuck. You know what I'm saying? This was 2010. So I go down to the Village Underground. So somebody was like, I'm looking for places to go play, whatever. And somebody's like, hey man, like, your sound, like you probably gonna like, this kind of place, whatever. Okay. So I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm just trying to figure it out, bro. I don't know. So I go down there with my horn. It was December. As soon as I got in there, like the band, now, first of all, anybody is in New York that has been to the Village Underground during that whole era of gatekeepers that were there. You know what I'm saying? Cheryl, and then what's my man name? Ron Long. What's my man's name? Huh?
Ron Grant?
Ron Grant. Yeah, Ron Grant.
R.I.P. Did he pass? I think he passed last year or the year before.
Yeah, he did. So like the Village Underground is notorious for breaking like R&B people, right? Trey Songz, you know what I'm saying? He broke there. Yeah. Prince, he's from the block, bro. He's right there at Cafe Wab, Village Underground. Yeah, man. What's the name of the spot that the last place we did the gumbo at?
Groove.
At Grooves. Prince used to have a residency there, bro. You know what I'm saying? The block is legendary, bro. So like you go in there, it's like is a very guarded place, you know what I'm saying? So like musicians that go in there, you're not really like brand new people. They're not like, hey, how you doing? Nah, it's like, can you play? You know what I'm saying? So when I walked in, it was like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, you go ahead and sit right over here, bro. You just got to understand the climate, I guess, to understand how strange this behavior is. Okay. So they're like, yeah, just go ahead and set up over here. You know what I'm saying? Go sit right here, Horn. You sit right there. And I'm like, cool. Bands greet me and everything. I'm like, okay, bet. They just don't let me, they recognize I play horn. Like they're gonna let me sit in and rock. So I'm there. I'm playing, and I'm playing with the band before Cheryl comes up. This is just the house band. This is just Hot Chocolate playing.
Okay.
I'm playing with them. They're like, oh, what song you want to do? I was like, shit, let's do such and such. Bro, I'm thinking I'm just at a regular jam session. So this goes on this week, then another week. I'm just like one in the band now, right?
Okay.
Then this cat named Ezra Brown walks in. These long dreads, this tenor saxophone player. He walks in, he's like, what up, brother? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's how Ezra talking. So he's like, greeting the band and everything like that. So I'm like, okay, they know him. Cool. Granted, I've been there for weeks. So in my mind, this is my space. So Ezra is coming into what I perceive as my space. Uh-oh. And so Ezra, he sits down next to me. He's like, hey, let's play this. And I was just like, nigga, I run this, bro. Like this. Like, who you talking to? You know what I'm saying? Then he was standing up and taking all the solos. And I was like, bro, like, who is this nigga, man? Like, and so I was like, at first I didn't like him because I thought this dude just coming in here and just told me, like, forget you, man. And I was just like, man, who is this dude, man? So then he goes back out of town. And then it's just me again. All right, so I'm doing my thing. So now I started inviting my homies out from the new school down. I was like, yo, y'all come sit in with me, you know what I'm saying? And Cheryl them liked it. They liked the horn players was coming in, And so then Ezra comes back in town. And so I'm like, oh, here we go again. Like, he gonna take over. And he did. And so me and him we just went and got Starbucks one day. He's like, man, let's go hang out. I was like, you know, cause I didn't want to. I didn't really like him, but I was just like, all right. So I went out with him. And so he starts telling me, he's like, man, hey, I want to tell you, appreciate you holding it down, man. And I was just like, what is he talking about? He was like, yeah, man, you know, I've been on tour and stuff like that, man. You know, I was about to send a sub, but then Cheryl was like, she don't want no sub. And so, you know, and so then so as he's talking, it's clicking to me. I'm like, this man has been at the Village Underground for 7 years.
Wow.
Cheryl, Pepsi Riley, and the rest of the band welcomed me with open arms because they thought he sent me.
Wow.
To hold it down for him.
Yeah, bro.
Which is the only reason Cheryl ever let me play one freaking note, bro. She don't do that.
Wow.
So I was like, so I immediately, bro, like my pride got punched in the face. And I was like, yo, so he's really the man, like the man. And I was like, yo, and I was like, who the hell did I ever think that I was to think that I was doing anything?
But you know what's so interesting about that is how, and you mentioned something to me when we spoke before a few days ago, and you said, and I'm sure you remember this, you said your life is like a never-ending saga. Do you remember saying?
Yeah.
You said it's like a never-ending saga of how great God is.
Absolutely.
And that's a moment like where you're literally living off of someone else's grace.
Yes.
You know, and it's
yes.
Also, had you not been prepared, and Ike said something last week that really stuck with me. He was like, you know, you have to be prepared at all times to like play your best. And if you say you play this instrument, but people know you to play something else, they're going to expect you to play this new instrument as well as you play that first instrument. So like, and so I think about you being prepared, and Ike just popped in here. That's why I'm saying that. He says dope about that story. But, you know, it's so interesting. Had you not walked in with that preparedness or that confidence or that, or had you not been sure about yourself, it would have shown, or people would have at least gone back and questioned. But the simple fact that there was not even a conversation.
They never even called the man. We good.
That's wild.
Oh man, bro. And it's so funny because like if you let Cheryl tell it, like Cheryl's the one, she broke it down to me one day. She was like, yo, she said, oh, I thought you was Ezra's guy. And I was like, Cheryl, I didn't even know Ezra until like last week. And she was like,
wow.
So the band was cracking up laughing because Cheryl, she's notorious for like not letting horn players in that thing, bro. She don't do horns like that. Well, she did Ezra because Ezra's amazing.
And also too, bro, you got to admit, if you get a horn player in there who ain't right, it's gonna mess up the entire song.
Absolutely.
It's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Like, don't be a trumpet player.
Yeah. That frequency it sticks out.
It's already hard to listen to sometimes. No offense to trumpet players, but if you don't have the proper tone, right, it's hard to listen to your instrument. And trumpet players always automatically think solo. Kind of like some guitar. They are like the guitar player of the horn section. Probably why I played trumpet first, because I wanted to do my solo thing. But I want to talk about as well. Why the gumbo?
So like I was saying, like the gumbo kind of came from
first of all, what the gumbo jam is. Tell them what it is.
So the gumbo jam is basically a jam session. From what people tell me was different about ours is that musicians, singers, and poets and rappers and everything like that get treated equally. So like the musicians usually at open mics don't get any shine. The singers like, do this, you're a jukebox. And they just say, okay, and they play, right? And then they're judged on how well they can play someone else's music or make how good they can make that singer sound. And, you know, and then sometimes the musicians, they don't really like that. They like, man, I ain't get a chance to take no solo. Like, I done played for everybody all night. You know what I'm saying? Like, So the Gumbo Jam is more well received, I think, by musicians in the community. Singers are always like I think the most least comfortable people on stage.
Because we want to singers, and it's because of nurture. It's how people have treated singers. People treat
Mm-hmm.
singers like, oh, you get to come up here no matter who you are, no matter if you've proven yourself, and you get to prove yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And not everybody gets that opportunity. Oh, and you not only prove yourself, you get to tell everybody else what to do.
Yeah, yeah. And like the Gumbo Jam is kind of flipped because we take the Cheryl Pepsi Raleigh approach. We surrender to the music. So the music is laid down and it's the singer's job to create within that realm. And it's like, and you can't come up there and sing something that's already been sang by somebody else. You're challenged to songwrite spontaneously in the moment on the spot, because that's what everyone else on stage is doing. Everyone else is spontaneously creating. Yeah. So you can't come up there and do something that's we all in it together. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And so it's called the Gumbo because the nature of how gumbo is made. You know what I'm saying? Like gumbo, you go to different regions of Louisiana or Mississippi or something like that, even Georgia, like gumbo is different. It's different from household to household. Yeah. Like some people put boiled eggs in their gumbo. Weird as fuck. But
boiled egg in the gumbo? Really?
Yeah, bro. People do a lot of stuff. You know, some people throw crawfish in their gumbo. People in New Orleans done dump tomatoes in their gumbo. I don't know why. But you know, like it's just all types of stuff. But basically gumbo is the gumbo actually the word gumbo actually comes from a native word that means okra. I don't know how to pronounce the native word, so I ain't gonna do that, but it is a native tribe indigenous to Louisiana that the word means okra. So it's an okra based dish. And so like the roux, you know, makes everything come together, but you just, whatever you have, bro, like you just throw it in there. And so like, that's what we're doing musically. We're just taking whatever we have and we're just working with it and throwing it in a pot together. And we're just making this community gumbo, you know?
Yeah. Bro, like, and you know, one thing that I noticed, which was, and you said it, you surrender to the music. But one thing I did notice very quickly, and you pick up on it very quickly when you're there, and I don't know if it's a New York thing. I see it a little bit less down south, but I see you're very intentional about it, is that, and I'm sure, I'm assuming you took a lot of this also from the lesson as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about music first. You get in where you fit in because you're also making this music. You're not, right now you're highlighted. You're MC. You're a highlighted instrument, but you're part of this music. And I noticed really quickly, and you do this too. Listen, we're welcoming, but you got to keep this standard though. How do you make that standard? Respectfully.
Yeah, so the standard is really just honestly, bro, and I'm not trying to be like over analytical, but the standard really derives from humility, man. Like when you get up there, let's say, so like the Gumbo Jam, when we were in New York, you know, a lot of the second, third tier musicians would come and they felt like okay in playing in that space because New York is very competitive, you know what I mean? Extremely. And so like these guys that don't have the gigs, you know, they're not the guys that's getting the calls for stuff, whatever, but they felt like they can come to the Gumbo Jam and like rock, you know? But the thing is, it's like you got experienced cats on stage, right? So everybody on stage was blazing. Like, you know, I had a stage full of freaking Grammy Award winning MDs and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And we're all rocking with like the guy who's just a hobbyist, you know? And so for that guy that's a hobbyist, once he gets on stage, like, and I tell people all the time, like, you know, hey man, like just make it work. Make it work. So like if you're trying too hard, if you're trying too hard to be seen or you're forcing it, you're gonna stick out and you're gonna sound bad. You know, like if you just trust the guys that are around you, trust the like listen to the music, you'll be good. You'll be making stuff and you'll be like, man, I never sounded so great in my life, which I've heard people tell me before. I'm like, man, because you know, you put the music first, man, and everything else is gonna be cool. You know, and that's how I maintain that standard. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure that that's always first, like music first.
That's a beautiful disposition to have, man. And also, even more than that, like to be able to acknowledge that it comes from humility. And yo, everybody's here to accomplish a goal, some kind of goal, whatever that goal is. And it's not our place to like out that person. It's our place to help that person achieve that goal while we achieve our goals as well.
Right, right.
And I get that feel because you don't want to throw something in the gumbo that's gonna throw it off. You don't
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to jeopardize the whole thing because you jeopardizing everyone else's hard work, man. You know what I mean?
We love chocolate, but don't you dare put it in no gumbo. Don't you dare.
Yeah, got this chocolate gumbo, man. It's gonna hit.
Absolutely.
No, brother.
So Vince earlier said the trumpet folks about to come for me since I made the trumpet comment about them being the guitars of the horn section. It is,
man.
you know who they are.
Hey, let them come for you, son. You got trombone, B.
Exactly. I'm straight. I'm straight. Who is this? Oh, what up, Ronnie? It's dope and the gumbo tastes great. Oh, Cherie talking about people put whole fish heads. You seen whole fish heads in gumbo?
Nah, but my mama put shrimp heads in hers though to get that real shrimpy like seafoody taste. So yeah. I can understand the fish heads, but maybe not eating the fish head though.
Yo, also I want to remind people, listen, if you're just tuning in, make sure you like this video, subscribe, comment below, share this on all your socials. Several ways to support. Drop a comment. That's the easiest way to support. Hit that like button. That's another easy way to support. It don't cost you nothing. Make sure you follow us at 6D Podcast on all your social media. I need to get more fluid with this so I can say it and then it just come up. 6D Podcast on all.
Okay, you're gonna grow, bro. You're gonna get production manager and everything.
Eventually, speak it, bro. Speak it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Yeah. We got Cash Apps right here. Shouts out to Cherie. Shouts out to Glenn for their support earlier. We got a Venmo here. And make sure you follow my boy, Matthew Hartnett, at Matthew Hartnett on all your social media. All right. Also, I want to encourage you all, if you have any questions or anything, don't hesitate to drop them in the chat. And we're going to get to a Q&A portion in a moment. I'm also going to leave this link, and I do this with optimism because I believe in you with the same spirit of the Gumbo Jam that you are going to enter these gates and maintain our level of creativity here. I'm dropping a link in the chat, and if you click that link, it will magically shoot you into this back room, and we'll keep you in the back room until we're ready to field some questions. You can have questions from me, questions from Matt, or if you just have a comment,
they can get on and join.
You can pop in here. We'll throw you up here on the screen. Just, make sure you're presentable. So I wanted to ask you a couple other questions before we get into. Wow, bro, we've been on here for an hour. It hasn't even seemed like an hour.
I know, man. I just looked at that. I was like, damn, I hope I ain't talk too much.
No. You good, bro. You good. This is quality content, man. We just, like I said, it's conversational, sharing. I want people to know who you are, bro, at the end of this, because you've done so much for me. And shoot, bro, I would not have an album if it weren't for you. And we'll get into some of those connections in a little bit. But I want to ask you a couple things. What lessons from music do you apply in other areas of your life?
And
Kadre, I see you in the back room, brother. We're gonna get to you in a minute.
Man, music had really taught me, I think, discipline.
Okay.
Like I grew up a football player, you know what I'm saying? So like, but I was always kind of like good at it. So that like supreme discipline that like top notch athletes have.
Okay.
I didn't have that. But music taught me that, like being able to sit still
Mm,
and work on something over and over and over and over and over.
yeah.
Like that came from music. And I think that commingled with just the other things that I'm made up of, like, stubbornness and all that type of stuff. I think that's what drives me forward on the path to success. Um, just being able to have that discipline mixed in with that dogmatic determination,
Mm,
you know.
that's real, bro. That's real. I find that, um, I find that a lot of, and maybe it's with all forms of art, but and I hear this a lot, is discipline. How
Hmm.
important was discipline for, or how important has discipline been for you to, like, so before you had your instrument, right? You had a certain level of discipline. Do you feel like your instrument brought more discipline, or do you feel like you brought more discipline to the instrument?
My instrument definitely brought more discipline to me, man. Like I said, I was a kid that was good at everything, like
Okay.
really talented kid, but I didn't have a great work ethic.
Mm,
You know, just being honest. I to me the hard work was like, okay, I'm at practice. All right, cool. I'm gonna go hard. Or I'm at the game. I'm gonna go hard. Or like if I'm doing, I used to be a artist when I was a little like younger. I did like a mural for my elementary school when I was in fourth grade.
really?
Um, and I was just good at it. I mean, I did it in my spare time when I felt like it. It's not something that I'd like diligently like worked at like for the purpose of becoming great. I never did anything like that until till music. And I got a good start. And it's like, my creator knows me very well, because I feel like if I would have started in the back, I wouldn't have probably had the discipline to push my way to the front. So I started off in the front, and my pride kept me in the front because I'm like, ain't nobody finna come past me. Yep, I'm in the front.
Mm, mm,
So I worked hard. Honestly, I just worked hard to stay better than anyone else that was around me.
mm.
And like as long as I had that, I was fine.
Wow. Dope, bro. Listen, man. Like I said, I can't state this enough. You are one of the most well connected, just talented people that I know. And a lot of times you'll know people who are on certain levels, or like really on a high level, operating on a high level, but they don't have the heart that you have. And I find that that is something that I've noticed about you, that I really can honestly say I haven't seen it to the same capacity in anyone else. Like, you bring people with you. You know what I'm saying? You don't go by yourself.
Mm,
And I think that has a lot to do with, why you're a good section leader. You know what I'm saying? Because you think about the unity. You think about those things that unify us and keep us together. Uh, who we got on here? Oh, Aja, what's up? What's your Asia Dominique? Discipline is key, striving for perfection.
Hey, she was on the show.
Homies, bro.
Asia was
You
yo.
what?
Asia was on the
You
show,
what?
son, where we met. That's crazy,
That is correct. Come on, look, everybody,
man.
pledge
And
reunion.
I know I just saw Asia for like the first time in like forever, like a week ago, man.
Yeah. I
That's crazy.
was thinking about, and I hope you're still on here, Asia, because I was thinking about you earlier, because I was going back through some old video footage, and I need to really start sending old stuff to people. You know how you come across videos that been in
Mm,
your phone. I just need to share them with people, because I found a video of when I was opening for Frankie Beverly in Louisiana, and she
mm.
was singing backgrounds with me, or for me, or during my set. And so it was just dope. I was like,
Wow.
right, we did have a good time. We had a really good time there.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Bruh, now we're on to this portion of the show, which is one of my favorites. I don't know if you saw, I put a snippet of Ike's version uh, on earlier today on IG. And this is called There's a Song for That. I need to come up with some theme music or something. It'd be really cool. So here's how this game works, man. I'm gonna throw up some pictures, and you just give me a song for it. What we're doing is we're creating a Spotify playlist. It's gonna be a running playlist, and if you go on there and look up 6 Degrees podcast, 6 Degrees playlist on Spotify, you should be able to find it. And we're going to keep adding to it. Last week, we had some really cool additions to the list to kick us off. And the list maybe not is not going to go together, but it's not the point. The point is just music that makes us think about, or pictures that make us think about music. I really believe there's a song for everything, for every experience, for every emotion ever. So I'm going to walk you down memory lane here right quick. And
all right.
I want you to tell me what you think about these photos. First one.
Yo. Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Okay, so cheers. Cheers thing.
Yes, the Cheers song, bro.
Since we do this on, we're doing this on audio as well. There are gonna be some people who don't see the visual. So talk about this picture and then tell me why the Cheers thing comes to mind.
Oh man, that makes my heart feel so good. I love this picture, man. So the place that we're at is this bar called 3 Sheets. 3 Sheets is right next door to the Village Underground. Never walked foot in that place while I was playing at the VU.
Okay.
Until we started the Gumbo Jam. We would go from the Gumbo Jam at Meridian 23 on 23rd Street. We would finish there and take because we were making like a little money, but not really. So,
Okay.
the band was like, man, don't even worry about it. We'll just, just chunk it up and just make, continue to make the session great. So we would all go to 3 Sheets, take our little tip money or door money or whatever, and we get hammered, bro. They had bomb nights on when was the Gumbo Jam, on Wednesday night or whatever night the Gumbo Jam was on originally. They had bomb night. So we got like Skittles bombs, Irish car bombs, Dr. Pepper bombs, all these drinks with me taking crazy shots. And that was the crew, bro. Like Brent was always there, you know what I'm saying? Yo, like we were just always there. So this picture is my first time actually back in New York. I hadn't been in New York at the point of me taking this picture for like a year. And that's the longest time I had never been in New York, bro. That was crazy. I'd been gone for a whole year. And so I got there and I called my dudes up and I was like, man, yo, let's go hang, man. And they came in 3 Sheets, man. We had an old school ass, like, good time playing Big Jenga, doing the dares, you know what I'm saying? Like getting tipsy, bro. It was a good time.
Name the people in this picture so people know and can,
All right. So I got my man Brent Burkhead right here. I think my screen is a little messed up, but I know right behind Brent is James. Oh man. Hold on. See, and I suck when it comes to having a.
I shouldn't have put you.
Boom. Oh, so yeah, Travis was there. Okay, so yeah, Travis is there. That's the team horn section from the VU right there. Me, Brent, and Travis, and then my man Corey on trombone, Corey Wallace.
Mm-hmm.
And then my man James. Why can't I think of James' last name right now? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Well, just you come
James
back.
Casey. What the hell? That's James Casey in the back.
Oh, you know what's crazy? I never knew him with locks.
Who?
James Casey.
James Casey he the only one without locks.
This is James on the right.
Yeah.
James on the right. I'm tripping. I'm thinking you were saying this was James. I'm like, nah, that's not.
No, that's Travis. That's Travis Antoine, a fire ass trumpet player, bro.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Dope. All right. So for that song, we had the Cheers theme. That's gonna be a cool addition to it. All right, here's
Absolutely.
your bam.
Oh man. Damn, what's the song? There's a lot of cursing in the song, but do y'all niggas bust the guns? Hell yeah, we bust the guns. Do you make the bitch come? Hell yeah, we make good. Go.
First. This picture. What's going on?
Huh?
Tell me about this picture first.
So that is myself and one of the many versions of Team Horn Section. My man Lee Hogan's, Sharif Clayton, Jordan Donald, who I grinded with in Houston. I know that kid since he was in high school. And then my man, the guy next to me, I honestly forgot his name, but he's a dope guy. Adam Blackstone called him personally to come join our horn section.
Wow.
But this was at the MTV video. Yeah, the VMAs. We were with not MTKO. Who were we with? Panic at the Disco. Yeah, we were playing with Panic at the Disco on the MTV VMAs.
What year was that?
And
what year was that? That was 20. Was that like 20?
Was like 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it wasn't last year, it was the year before that, yeah.
Okay, so 2019. Dope. So what's the song for this one?
Man, first thing that came to my mind was I think that's maybe Rough Riders, bro. Oh man,
yeah. I know what you're talking about. Do y'all know?
I can't think of the name. I suck with names, bro.
It's okay. Rough Riders. I'm just gonna write "Bust Them Guns." If you in the chat and you know the name of that song, help us out.
Yeah, somebody help me.
Drawing blanks right now. We drawing blanks. Bust Them Guns. That's what we're gonna call it.
Yeah, but that was just a badass horn section though, man. Woo.
Produced by Erica says produced by Swiss Beats.
Swiss Beats, yeah, Swiss Beats.
Swiss Beats.
Yes.
All right.
What's up, Erica? I ain't seen her forever.
I know, right? She on here. You know, that's the fam up here in New York. All right.
Yeah.
Next photo on There's a Song for That. This one right here.
Man, so this is us at Meridian 23 at one of the earlier gumbo jams.
That was the first gumbo jam I went to, because I went to it where that's where I met Rafa.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was when that was the gumbo jam. That's when Corey hair was a lot shorter. That's Corey Wallace on trombone.
Big dog coming.
Yeah, dog. For real. It's my man Sly on that Barry sax. Mario Castro on sax.
Oh, this is Mario right here.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I forget. It's probably some other horn. I can't really recognize their faces. But bro, like all the horn players would be there, bro. And it was crazy. Like everybody on that stage right now, bro, is a giant.
Yeah.
In the world of music.
Yeah.
And like we used to all come together and just play, man. Like and so the song I'm thinking really the first thing that popped in my mind was Pass the Peas, man, by James Brown. Not James Brown, by the JBs.
Pass the Peas.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's definitely Pass. That's something we used to play a lot too.
That's a fun song.
It is.
All right, here we go. Shouts out to Meridian because they gone now.
Yeah, man. Oh man, that's a good one. That's a good picture, bro.
Our venues got hurt up here, bro. They got hurt up here, even though Meridian was gone long before this stuff happened.
Yeah, I remember my man's.
Here's another one I'm sure you'll be really proud of. Talk about this one.
Oh man, yeah. So yeah, man. It's like the culminating moment. I feel like, well, I guess like the journey is still going on, whatever. But I'll never forget this one though, man. We were at Batumi Jazz Festival. Was it Batumi Jazz Festival or is it? No, Black Sea Jazz Festival. That's what it's called. The Black Sea Jazz Festival. And that's me and my group.
Yeah, bro.
Matthew Hartnett and the Gumbo All-Stars. And we're opening up for the headliner for the festival.
Who was the headliner that year? Do you remember? It don't matter. You was there.
Yeah, bro. I don't really remember who the headliner was, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Who is this? Is this
That's so that cat right there. His name is Herman.
Oh,
He's from St. Louis, so I know Herman through Eddie.
okay.
But Herman lives in Paris, and so when you're doing overseas gigs, you kind of try to hire some local people because it keeps your budget down. So it's a cheaper flight for me to fly Herman from Paris to Tbilisi versus flying my trumpet player from the U.S. all the way to Tbilisi, Republic of Georgia.
Yeah. Oh, this was in Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not the state, the country.
I know not the state. All right, here we go. Here's the next one, and we got about 5-6 more. So we're gonna go through these pretty quickly. All right.
Okay. Yeah, man. This is when I used to do the juke joint with Dave Chappelle, and that's my man, Fred Yonnet right there on the harmonica. He's the band leader, MD. It's the guy who does the hiring. And man, bro, these gigs were amazing, dog. After playing with Lauryn Hill, man, is a bit of a stressful situation.
Okay.
Because things are always just kind of, and but like Dave, bro, playing for Dave Chappelle, it's like if somebody said, "Yo, I'm gonna give you a great job, and all you gotta do is show up and chill, and sometimes do some work." Sometimes.
Wow.
It was just it was such a chill gig, man, and the musicians on stage, bro. My resume,
bro, you have a
probably took a bunch of steroids on that gig, man. Because every night we played, man, it's 8 to 10 new just artists, bro. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? We had Robert Glasper, Jean Baptiste, Bone Crusher, who else was Most Def and Common on the same stage at the same time, bro.
Wow.
What?
Wow. So
these were just this was just regular for these gigs, man. So man, bro, yeah, man. I don't know why I'm thinking of Going Up Yonder right now, but I am.
Going Up Yonder?
That is the song I'm thinking about right now.
Okay, that's what it's gonna be.
Dude, I don't know why.
Bro, that's what it's about, man. It you know what? It don't make sense until after, but that's what your body felt. So that's the response.
Yeah, absolutely.
Going Up Yonder. And you alluded to this one as you started speaking about this picture. You and Miss Lauryn Hill.
Yep.
Talk about the picture.
Yeah, man. So first of all, it was a great experience playing for Miss Hill. That's probably the dopest band I've ever been a part of. And you talking about in the previous picture, I'm talking about I was in the Dave Chappelle, the juke joint band, Band With No Name. Bro, that band was crazy. But this band, the Miss Hill's band, bro,
another level.
Bro, sonically, there's nothing like it. You know what I'm saying? We had Ray Angry on keys, Bobby Sparks was on keys. I forgot my other man's name on keys over there. But I mean, bro, it was just so many amazing musicians on stage. But it's not even their amazingness wasn't what it was about. Everyone gelled so good together. It was so much about the music, bro. You know what I'm saying? Next to me, you can't see him, but it's Igmar. Thomas plays trumpet right next to me. You know what I'm saying? And next to him is Brent. And so the just the chemistry of the band, bro, was just, it was through the roof, man. That's definitely some what's my girl name? We are family. I got all my sisters. Yeah.
We are family. We just gonna write that down. If you
know, it'll come up when you search that thing quick.
Sledge, come on.
Yeah, man. And yo, before we move on, like one of the crowning moments of my career was, and probably most stressful moment, was sitting across from Miss Hill, maybe only a few feet more than I'm sitting close to this phone in rehearsal. I was there by myself. Well, Igmar got hired to do the horns for the gig, right?
Okay.
But Igmar and Brent couldn't make this rehearsal. I was there to basically solidify the gig for us. We did one gig and it was like, yo, she's thinking about using y'all for the tour or just being a part of the band, but she just want to hear what y'all like in the rehearsal. I had to hire two different team horn section cats. Sat in rehearsal. Miss Hill is looking me right in my face. Now they used to tell you don't look her right in the eye. You know what I'm saying? Like keep your head down type joint.
Okay.
And so like bro, I had no music. No one sent me any music. I had no reference or anything. And I really feel like that's why Igmar sent me, because like, you know, a good leader knows the strengths of the people that he hires. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I feel like Igmar put me in that situation because he knew I was going to lock that shit down. Because you putting me, the guy who's good at creating on the fly, in a spot with like one of the most demanding singers in the industry. And she wants you to create in a whole show. Bro, we did like 12 songs. I had to create the horn parts for 12 songs sitting right across from her on the spot in the moment. Wow. And while I was doing that, I had to kind of dip and dodge, you know what I'm saying, her placate like her little ego strokes that she needed every once in a while. Like it was a very like masterful, like psychological and musical dance happening.
Bro, that just sounds tense.
Yeah, it is. But bro, like I did it. and we got the gig. And for the next 2 years, bro, we was rolling. You know what I mean?
This sound really nerdy. Have you ever played Sims before?
Sims,
the game with the people.
The Sims. Oh no, I don't think I played it, but I remember that game though.
So on the Sims, you do an activity, and then like the meter grows, and then when it gets to the top, they reach a new level. I feel like you had one of those moments sitting in that pressure cooker with Miss Hill.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. But you know what? And then what's crazy? Like I don't get to talk about this kind of stuff, right? Because I really don't, you know, shoot it off whatever. But I'm excited. I'm gonna tell it. Yo, those 12 songs that I created the horn parts to in that rehearsal, those horn parts were the horn parts that we played, and they evolved over time too. But those were the horn parts that we played for the next 2 years while I was on that gig. Oh, like I literally created the horn parts for Miss Hill's entire show, bro.
In one evening.
In one evening.
Bless you, brother. Bless you. That just speaks to the talent you are. To the talent.
Oh man.
Our family. All right, here we go. We got about 4 more. Well, we'll do 3. We got 5 more. We'll do 3 of them.
All right. I'm gonna try to keep it short.
This one is really important right here.
Oh, that's that good old gumbo right there.
Good old gumbo. What's the song for this one?
Hey, it's actually one of my songs that the Glory Glory Hallelujah that I did on Southern Comfort. Because Glory Glory Hallelujah is cool, but like with the tuba and the second line thing, that like that's what that makes me feel like. I feel like that's like a Popeyes commercial ready to happen.
Speaking of, bro, I went back and listened to that record because all the way through, I would always listen to it, but I would always get stopped on "She's in Spain" and be repeating it, and that's my favorite tune. Yeah,
it's one of my favorites too, man.
Yeah. Kadre says, now he's officially hungry after seeing that. People don't understand that you actually produced the gumbo too at the Gumbo Jam session. Talk about that.
Yeah, man. So, you know, living in New York, you have to call in all of your talents to make a situation, you know.
Make rent.
I'm talking about survival. So, yeah, man, I was, bro, like when I moved to New York, man, I did everything from studio production, video production, graphic design, chef work, Like I did everything. Everything that I had to do, that I could do, I did. And the gumbo thing is like one of my things, and so it was part of the gumbo jam.
Yeah, and it's
It
good.
worked out.
Are you still selling at the gumbo jams in Houston? Because you had
Yeah, bro. People
December.
like people come just to eat. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Like we're on what's that delivery service? DoorDash.
y'all.
Just because people come in or they order gumbo and they want to just get their food and go home. So I don't want to be out late.
Wow.
Like, yeah, it's serious. I just got opened 2 new locations for the food specifically.
Okay. Come on, let's get it.
So yeah.
Where can they follow this gumbo? They can't follow the gumbo itself, but
Right. So the food business is the gumbo IG, but I just got locked out of my Instagram account. I don't know why. I gotta figure out how to get back in there. Ask my assistant. But
you liking too many of them Nelly challenges pictures?
nah.
What's the challenge called? The Busset challenge.
Yeah, it's not crazy, son.
Yeah, it's crazy, son. That's what every dude says. Man, that's crazy. Look at these. Oh, that's so crazy. Can't stop.
Like, man, look at it. Look at it. Ain't they crazy? They girls crazy. What I tell you?
Wow. All right, dope. So glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. All right, 2 more. Here we go. This one. I don't know if you can see that one really well.
Oh man, that's got to be us at the lesson.
It is.
Yeah, man.
R.I.P. Arlene's Grocery. I think Arlene's Grocery closed too.
Yeah. Oh, wow. What?
Yeah. Pandemic, bro. It's panoramic getting them all.
Oh man, that just made my stomach hurt, dog. For real.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. Wait, man.
Well,
but shit, man, the lesson was like, after being in New York, I think for about a couple of years I've been in New York. And I was always the youngest one in the room. In all the situations I was in, I played with the Crown Heights Affair. Those are like my grandfathers and uncles. You know what I'm saying? And then being with Cheryl and Hot Chocolate and them, like, I'm still the youngest in the room. Everybody I played with usually was way older than me. Being at the lesson was like refreshing because it was like that same humility that these old cats had about music and playing music and the maturity that they had about it. I was surrounded by a bunch of young dudes that had that same thing about them. And right. And that's what I'm saying. And I fuck with them because like at the lesson, like they're the ones that really helped blow the lesson up to what it was, because once they found out that they were safe in that space and they were accepted and loved in that space, like the whole LGBTQ community came out. And then so you had this strange mixture of like, business people, musicians, singers, rappers, LGBT community, like everyone just there, bro. And like, it was just love everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful thing. And so the music reflected that, you know what I'm saying? And that's where I get my, my whole spread love policy for like the gumbo and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, come whoever you are, however you are, and we gonna love on you. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
Yeah.
So like this is where that came from, man. You know what I'm saying?
So what's the song for this picture? I'm sure there's lots of going on right now.
Kick Push, man.
Kick Push, Lupe. That's a good one. Shouts out to the lesson. Shouts out to FaZe. Did you see FaZe cut his locks?
No, I didn't see that. I just talked to him though, like about a week or so ago, man.
Yeah, man, they gone. Damn,
that boy had forever locks too.
Forever. All right. Last picture. This one right here.
Oh man.
This the one right here, bro.
Oh man.
Yo, so many times. And I just got a screen grab from it. Tell me about this picture. What's happening in this picture?
Man, I'm just jacking around with my son, man, playing trombone. He playing trombone, and I was just like, man, let me record this. And so he was just, playing around his trombone, and like my son, he wants to do everything that I do. And and so like not having a father, not having a father growing up, and like I only had my father in heaven. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a earthly father. And so for me to watch my son and how much he reverences and like idolizes me, it's scary sometimes because I'm like, dang, like he wants to do everything I'm doing. Like today I was putting on my mask or whatever, and he was like, Daddy, I want to wear that mask. And I was like, why you want to wear that one? Because it was kind of like torn and tattered like how mine was.
Wow.
He didn't want to wear his new clean one. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like he had his hair. That was the beginning of him growing his hair to be like Daddy's.
Wow.
He was like, Daddy, I want my hair like yours. I want my hair like Daddy. And so I finally that's when, I moved down here to Houston. That was our first apartment that we had together, me and him. And he had his hair like mine. And then he grew his hair out. And I was like, I'm gonna grow my hair out too. So but yeah, man, that's why I do it, man. This is what it's all about. This picture right here.
That's it, man. So what's the song for this one?
Man.
While you think about it, I just want to say the best thing about this video, and if you go on Matt's IG page, you got to scroll way down to get to it. But
right.
The coolest thing about this is it feels like when I'm looking at him, I see him, and I know his memory of this moment is him killing on trombone with you. And you just up here playing everything. Like, you sound great. You sound amazing. And he's just playing. But I think it's the like, I can see your sense, you know what I'm saying, as a father in this one, where it's like, yo, you're gonna keep playing as if he's right there with you, no matter what note he's playing. And it just felt good looking at that. So I definitely, had to include this one, and there's a song for that. So what song does this make you think of?
Man, there's a song called was it You Look Beyond My Faults?
Who's it by?
I don't know. I feel like it's a hymn originally.
Okay.
But this is one of them old church songs, man. But there's a brass band, not a brass band, there's a U-Hop band, United House of Prayer band that played it. And bro, it's like I just bust out in tears when I hear that song, man. It's just real close to my heart. But I think it's He Looked Beyond My Faults, though. That's the name of the song.
Got it. I put that in there. We had a couple really cool. So, people are definitely understanding the sentiment there. Yeah. Absolutely. And then this one too, Just the Two of Us by Will Smith. Although I would opt for the Bill Withers version. But the Just the Two of Us, that video really made it really cool too. I remember Will Smith doing that one. Amazing Grace. Listen, man, we be having some moments on here too.
Yeah, all of that, man.
A song
all of that. What's crazy, man? My son is maybe just now starting to see, or maybe not. Like some, like to my son, I can do no wrong, bro.
Yeah.
Like Daddy is perfect, and I'm like, bro, like he be trying to be so much like me, and I'm like, man, like please be better than me, man. Be better than me, bro. Like,
I think that's
this ain't it,
you know. But it's beautiful.
Yeah, man. That
beautiful thing.
Huh?
So that's a beautiful thing, brother.
Yeah, man.
You know what I realized? I realized we did not do a song for this one. I want to make sure we get them all in. We didn't do a song for this one. What was the song for that?
Pastor T by Roy Hargrove.
Pastor T.
because the lighting on the stage, like the first, like Roy Hargrove is probably
R.I.P.
the first jazz musician of our time that like I fell in love with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like everything that Roy did from like I got hip to Roy in like 2006. Granted, I told you I was late in my journey.
Yeah.
But after 06, man, anything that Roy did, bro, I was like on it.
Yeah.
And I saw him at a jazz festival with Keith Anderson, and it was playing Passion T. And it looked, and that background looked like that. And I remember being on that stage, and I was just like, "Yo,
that's it.
This is kind of surreal."
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
yeah. All right, y'all. Listen, appreciate y'all for sticking around with us this long. We typically stay like an hour, but there's no way I was gonna keep this one at an hour. This is my brother right here.
Oh, yo, man, I talk too much, man. Stop it. You should
No,
stop me.
I'm not stopping you. No, it's not, because we're gonna get through it all. Like this is magic, bro. This is magic. You never know, who needs to hear what, and we never know who's listening to this who just needed to be reminded of their father in this moment. So, or their children, you know what I'm saying? So, everything happens for a reason, bro. Ain't no accidents. Everything is on purpose. So with that, listen, we appreciate y'all for sticking around so long. This is the Q&A portion. You got a question, anything you want to ask, pop it in the chat. I'll one more time include the link if you want to hop in here on the stream, and put your sexy mug on camera with us. Be careful, there's a whole lot of sexy on your screen right now. But anyway, we got my brother in the back. He's been waiting patiently, and listen, he is the OG of the stream, and he's really low key my co-host for all of these streams that I do. Shouts out to my brother Kadre. Kadre, what up?
What's happening? What's happening, Bel-Ami?
What's up, brother?
Yo.
Hey, what's up? So, Mr. Matthew Hartnett, as you guys were speaking, I was on my Instagram to search for you and follow you, and found out that I already follow you on Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. So, like,
Okay.
are you back in Houston, or are you between Houston and New York?
So I'm in Houston, man. All the way in.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to order some gumbo. So
Yeah.
order some gumbo, and hopefully you guys will be able to start up the jam sessions again, because I've been missing the stage. So
Yeah. Where are you? Where are you located?
I'm in Houston, Southwest side.
Oh, hold on, time out. Y'all don't know?
Oh man, we running. The gumbo jam is running every week at Darwin's Pub.
Okay.
Time out. Y'all don't know each other?
You know what? Maybe probably came across each other from time to time, so I don't rule that out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
we just made another connection, if nothing else.
Actually,
yeah.
what high school did you go to? Eisenhower here in Houston.
Yeah.
My father probably fixed your horn.
You probably what?
I said my father probably fixed your instrument. I mean, if you played in a marching band.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Owns a shop though, right, Kadre? Your dad owns a shop. He used to own a shop.
Yeah, I mean, we had to close it down in 2019. So yeah, but yeah, it was Brogden's Horn Shop.
Oh, Andre Hayward told me about you guys.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. But yeah, man, it was too. And also, Bel-Ami knows this. I am very, very. I've been a committed member of the Purple Army. So I heard was that I heard about the the Prince residency and everything. So did he have you guys to did he invite you guys to open for him while he was in New York, or what?
Oh no. Prince was there long before I came.
Oh, okay.
Long before I came around.
Yeah, I did. I also did hear about him probably having like a couple of properties here in Houston. Like there was when he did the concert with Tamar Davis. at Warehouse Live. So yeah, definitely. So
Yeah,
man,
I'll tell you more. Yeah,
Dre, the guy who's on harmonica.
yeah, Project Yane, yeah. Oh yeah,
yeah.
they play for Prince and all. So yeah, definitely, man. Well, cool, man. So
Kadre,
That's
man,
wild.
thanks for popping in, bro.
yes, sir. Do you have like any projects coming up?
Yeah. So, if you follow the Gumbo Jam on Instagram,
Yeah,
we're working on a project right now.
awesome.
We got our hopefully our final studio session coming up on Monday. So yeah, we're putting out a project, and it's really like the record I've always really wanted to do,
Yeah.
but probably just was afraid to do it or something. But yeah, the Gumbo Jam on Instagram, and
Okay.
just follow us, man. Like that's where you can follow and find out where the jams are gonna be at, because we every week at every Sunday.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, definitely. I definitely plan to to get back out there and and start showing like support at live events and everything when we're on the other side of this pandemic.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll come up there, buy some gumbo and bring my guitar and all. So, so yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
So
man.
yeah,
Come jam, man.
yes,
Thank
sir.
you,
Oh
Kadre.
yeah,
Thanks for popping in, bro.
yes, sir.
Um,
Sure.
we're gonna send you out, but as always, stick around back here. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
might be able to chat it up a little bit later. I didn't see any other questions. I hope I didn't miss anything. But yo, Matt, first of all, also, we didn't even mention this just because I was just busy talking about your resume, but I'm on your resume too, and I'm really proud of that. And yeah, I don't know,
You my favorite record to ever play on, bro. Straight up.
bro. That's what's up. Listen, if you don't know, Matt did all the horns on my album, all the horns, and that's when I realized Matt don't play trombone like a trombone. Matt plays it like it's just an instrument, and the noise, the tone that it has is just a way he just manipulates it in a way that is just like amazing. And I was like,
Man,
the whole time
thank
I'm
you, man.
thinking like, man, Matt gonna have to get a section. He gonna have to get a horn section. It's gonna be real. Dang, I don't know. But bro, he did all the horn parts, everything, and it sounds amazing. Sounds amazing, bro. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And just being in those sessions virtually was really cool. Watching you create, and just, bro, it's just it's so good. And even though we had so it's one funny story for me. It's funny. So I did a lot of the mixing. I did the mixing and master myself. And so,
Mhm.
we would be in a session, me, Matt, and Quincy, and Eric, who produced the album too. And Matt would be going through recording everything, and we just kind of give him some direction. And then he would just go off. We'd get off the Zoom, and he would do the rest on his own. And Quincy would send the stems, and I listen. And sometimes it'd be like, okay, this works here, this don't work here. And I remember was it Healing? It was on Healing.
Mhm.
Matt, there's a long section at the end where it's just going off, right? Matt's doing a bunch of stuff. And I start moving stuff around. I sent Matt the reference. And Matt hit me, was like, man, look, man, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I kind of don't even want nobody to know I did this right here, because the way that it's arranged, I would not do it like this. And I was like, okay. But being the type of person I am, I'm just like, okay. It's like a little bit of, because when you do some work and start arranging stuff, for me at least, like I don't play none of the horns. So it's like, if I can put stuff together and it sounds okay to me, I'll be like, oh, I did something. And then Matt listened, he was like, this is just not what a horn player would do. Like, he really broke it down and explained every single move. It was just like, I get it. I get it. Now, if you gave me those same things, I still wouldn't be able to organize it in the right way. But like, I understand the voicings and why you play certain licks in certain parts of the structure, in certain parts of the form, and you don't play them in other areas of it. And that was just one of the moments to me where I was just like, man, I'm glad that I'm not a person who's going to, die on this hill of I did it myself. I don't care about that. I'm care about making it the best. And I know when I gave it to you, it was going to be the best it could be. And so I just want to thank you for that one more time, bro. All the horns on this project were incredible. It literally made the project what it is. I just want to tell you that. I've told you that personally, but I want to tell you that in front of the world. So, and it's going to be on the internet forever. It ain't going to go nowhere. So if you see me one day talking about, oh, fuck Matt, man, he can't do shit. You can just pull this. Nah, bro, that's not what you were saying back in 2021. But yeah, man.
Yo, thank you, man.
With all of that, bro, I appreciate you being on here tonight. Is there anything you want to leave with the people before we go?
Just in regards to your project, I also said, and this is something that I want young horn players to understand. When you turn over your horn parts and stuff to the producer, they're gonna do whatever they want with your stuff, right? So always be conscious of that. And be okay with letting some stuff go. Amir, you can let the people know. I called you and was like, in one song, it was just too much of something. I was just like, bro, take all that trombone out of that part right there and only put it right here. Like, it was a good chunk of stuff. Yeah, and we're talking about like hours of studio work, but it didn't benefit the music. So just always put the music first, man. That's all I gotta say.
Always put the music first. Listen, I can't think of a more fitting way to end this. If you haven't yet already, and if you've gotten this far, shouts out to you. Love you. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody who supported. Please like this video, whatever platform you're consuming this on. Like it, share it, leave a comment. These are all ways you can support. Make sure you subscribe to 6 Degrees Podcast on Spotify. It's on iTunes. It's on wherever you get podcasts. This podcast itself will drop on Friday, so you can get the audio of this. This video is going to live up here forever on the internets. And we just appreciate you being a part of this. Thank you so much. Matt, thank you, my brother. I love you. Man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Doc.
Yeah, so listen, I hope y'all enjoyed that. That conversation. Matt, stick around too. Don't go anywhere. But that conversation is really just an insight to the way our conversations happen in regular life. It seems at random at times. You call me for one thing, and then we end up talking for an hour about something completely different. But this was beautiful. And as always, here on the 6 Degrees Podcast, instead of separation, we choose to focus on the ties that bind and those things that keep us connected. Stay tuned for more content. Make sure you subscribe at 6D Podcast on all your social media. And I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but this is only episode 2. So if you want me to be perfect, you got to keep watching. Anyway, peace, y'all.